life's a good thing, so every new day that you can wake up and not be in pain, is something that you should appreciate. I don't remember when Nick came down for the first time to do the whole cancer vlog. So I think a month into treatment, so it must have been probably the end of June. Well, it's now the middle of September, and I've gone through 5 months of chemo. So I'm definitely starting to feel it. My hair's starting to fall out. Here I am. I look like a fucking bloated balloon. I hate looking in the mirror. But the reason Nick has come down is because, like I said in the last vlog, we've decided to share our entrepreneurial journey, and me falling ill and being away from the company is a big part of that now. So the reason that we're kind of documenting this is not to kind of use cancer for likes, because I think if you do that, you're a piece of shit, but it's to kind of give you an authentic view of what it's like when there's a bunch of you and you start a company and then life gets in the way. It's the future. We want to be able to go to our clients and say, look, we've been able to build a community, an engaged community, sharing, our story, because I think that's what's going to set us apart in years to come. So even if it doesn't mean much, and if there's only a few views on this particular video, it'll be on the record, and it'll be something that audiences in the future can go back to understand what it took to build this company. And I look forward to making it back end of the year, beginning of the next year, to help tell that story and to be involved in more than one way. If we continue doing what we're doing, good things are hopefully going to happen.
Alors, you like your new haircut?
Oui. I've always just thought, fuck it, this is, an opportunity to just work your fucking face off. I don't even give a fuck. Success, not success, succeeding, failing, whatever. But what I don't want to happen is to, at the end of my life, go, well, I didn't give it everything I had. And so with that attitude, I think overdid it. And everything I did, I think often I stepped outside my comfort zone and I tried to do things that actually scared me shitless. And I remember doing keynotes and going into agencies and stuff and actually not knowing very much, and still I just went for it because I thought, that cheesy quote, life begins outside your comfort zone. I thought, fucking, if I don't try, if I don't go out there, put myself out there, if I don't just push, then nothing good is ever going to happen. So put my own feelings aside, quit being a little bitch, go out there and do it. And yeah, I spent hours and hours in the office working late, not sleeping enough. And what is it that caused this leukemia? You ask the doctors that, you'll never get a concrete answer, because nothing has been scientifically proven. Nothing, ever. What causes cancer, no one knows. But for myself, if I reflect back on how I lived my life, my mentality, what I was doing, and I didn't sleep enough. I drank way too much coffee to try to keep myself awake. And my deluded thinking, I thought, if I go to the gym and I eat relatively healthy, then my body can handle it. But evidently going through so much stress, and I kind of saw a cognitive decline. I was forgetting what I was talking about in meetings. And I remember telling James as well, and he thought I was kind of hypochondriac. When I said, look, I don't feel good, like something is off. I feel like getting these panic attacks. I'm getting forgetting what I'm talking about. I feel just too amped, too stressed. But I didn't really listen to my body's signs and just kept going and kept going and kept going and just gave it all I had. You do that for long enough, you ignore your body's signs, eventually bad shit's gonna happen. Now, do I know if coffee and the lack of sleep and too much stress is the reason that gave me this leukemia? No, I don't, but I need to live a lot more balanced than I did before, and I need to make sure I look after myself and I take enough time to de-stress and to think things through and not let it get to a point where I can literally not string a coherent sentence together. I keep forgetting what I'm talking about. I am about to head into the hospital for this week's last dose of chemo. That brings me to within 8 weeks of completing my treatment. The good news is that I haven't had any cancer cells or leukemia cells in my blood since day 4 of the treatment. I've been responding to it very well, but that hasn't made the actual treatment any easier. And the reason I'm kind of talking about it is because it's given me a lot of perspective. You know, I'm lucky. As far as I'm told, I don't have any cancer in my body at the moment. I just need to get through this treatment and I'll get back to full health. But I have experienced people, on my left, on my right, inside the hospital who are on palliative treatment where their cancer is never going to leave them. It's just something that they are going to have to combat for the rest of their life. So their treatment is all about just kind of stabilizing it. And it's given me kind of perspective of, fuck me, there's some suffering out there in the world. So if you're one of those motherfuckers that complains about just stupid shit that isn't really important or relevant, sense check yourself, because I was like that, and I like to argue with people just to be right, and I like to complain when I didn't get my way. Rarely do I wake up in the morning and go, hooray, I can't walk down the stairs because I'm going to collapse. Life's a good thing, so I think every new day that you can wake up and not be in pain, is something that you should appreciate. I can see the end of the tunnel and the light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that I'm doing this to make a full recovery, and there's people that aren't quite that fortunate, and so my thoughts are kind of out with them. The strength it takes to kind of continue fighting when actually you know that you're fighting a losing battle. I've never known anyone with cancer, and I sure as hell didn't think I was going to get it. It does exist, and it's all around you if you're in this hospital scenario, and I think it's a lesson I needed to learn. Really kind of taught me the lesson of empathy. Don't fucking judge people too quickly, because you don't know what the fuck they're going through. And yeah, last week has been probably one of the roughest so far, because for some reason my resting heart rate was at like 130, so elevated, and I was so weak, and I had no idea why. My heart was reacting the way it did. And usually when your hemoglobin, your red blood cells, when your count is low and there's no oxygen in your system, your heart has to work harder. But they did tests and they found that my hemoglobin count wasn't actually that low.
Every time I look in the mirror, you're like, who's that?
I was like, why am I still feeling so exhausted? And why can I not walk 30 meters? Like, what's the problem? I went to see my consultant, they did a couple more tests, and then they was like, yeah, maybe it's just exhaustion from the chemo, And I walked into the cancer center. As I was kind of walking to where I needed to go, suddenly I just kind of had everything around me become dark, and all I saw was kind of this light, of this bench that I wanted to reach. And like, as I was walking, with every step, that fucking light became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and I didn't actually make it to the fucking bench. I kind of fell forward and threw up all over the entrance of the cancer center. The emotional impact that had on me was, all my life I've been kind of this larger than life alpha type personality where I can look out for myself and I can voice my opinion, and here I am in front of the fucking cancer center throwing up everywhere. And even though I tried so fucking hard to get to that fucking bench, I couldn't do it. That signified the moment of where I was trapped in a body that wasn't working properly anymore. And it's very difficult to put into words like the emotions that I felt, but I kind of felt embarrassed for myself. I've kind of felt weak. It turns out the reason why I collapsed was because they found blood clots in my lungs. My consultant basically ordered for me to do an emergency CT scan. They can be very dangerous, but they've given me blood thinners, and I'm going to inject myself with one so you can see what I have to do every single day for the next 3 months. And I don't mind doing it now because I've been doing it for a while, but the actual stuff that goes into your system really burns like a bitch. It doesn't actually get rid of the blood clots, but it makes sure that there's no new ones. So this is the syringe.
challenges?
Yeah, I find it difficult to talk because I've got an overproduction of saliva, and if I speak too much, I swallow it, and then it makes me sick. So this PICC line is coming out sometime in November, and then I am going to start my detox and get back into exercising and taking some time for myself, maybe going to some spa, whatever, starting with walks, because I've done zero exercise, and yeah, I need to get flush all the poison out of my system and stuff. So it'll be a while for me to be back like five days a week. But yeah, I deserve some me time after this, getting back to full health, and then slowly working my way into things again. So yeah, that's my ramble for the week of where my head's at. It's a bit messy and it's a bit convoluted, but I did kind of the best to authentically share where and how I feel, where my head's at.